Alright guys, this is the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and this is a pretty fantastic little handheld console. It was released by SNK in 1999 and it is a 16-bit console, so the games are actually really cool. Let's take a look at the console itself and some of the features. Here on the left we have the power button, and then this is one of the advantages to the Neo Geo Pocket Color. It has a microswitch D-pad. If you listen, you can hear it clicking. And that's just like the controller I showed you on the Neo Geo CD video. It's actually really responsive and it feels good to play games. So I really like the microswitch D-pad on here. On the right side we have the A button, the B button, and then an option button here on the top left. If we flip it over and look on the bottom, we have the volume switch right here, up and down, little slider, and then headphones in, and then your AC adapter in. And then on the top here we have an extension port, so you can link two of these consoles together to play against someone. On the back, as you can see, mine doesn't have a battery cover, and that sucks, but that's just the way I bought it. So it takes two AA batteries, and they actually last a really long time. About 40 hours of gameplay you can get off the two AA's. Now there's also this CR2032 battery that goes in here, and that takes care of your memory, your game saves, and also a running clock that is always on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. And here's the cartridge slot, and we'll take the game out for a second, and the games slip in just like that. The one downside to the Neo Geo Pocket Color is it does not have a backlit screen, and so you have to play this in a well-lit area. Otherwise you won't be able to see, kind of like the first Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy before it, really. None of them had backlights, and so you had to play them you know, where there is light. You can't play them in a dark room, and that sucks. But that's really one of the only negative things I can say about the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Other than that, it's got a fantastic library of games, and I would say it's still pretty affordable as far as handhelds go. Now, let's take a look at the game. I showed you earlier, but here is Metal Slug First Mission, and it kind of sort of resembles the shape of a Game Gear cartridge. It's kind of got that curve on top, just like the Game Gear cartridges do. And it fits right in the top, so we'll go ahead and stick that in so I can show you some gameplay footage in a second. And that's it. And got a little plastic holder case there for it. Just to give you, real quick before I turn this on, to give you an idea of the size and the shape of the Neo Geo Pocket Color, here is an NES cartridge. I'll put it up against it. So you can see it's a little bit less wide than the NES cartridge is, but about the same height. And if you look at the thickness, it's a little thicker than an NES cartridge. So that'll give you some idea of the size of the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Alright, so before we boot this up and check out some gameplay footage, let's take a look at the Neo Geo Pocket Color features. Alright, here's the Neo Geo Pocket menu. So we have a calendar, horoscope, world time, alarm, and your settings. Let's go ahead and check out each. So you got a calendar. Obviously, it's a calendar, guys. That's what it is. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. You've got world time here, so you can check times all across the world in these cities. So that's a feature. I don't know, how useful it is, but it's there. This is my favorite, horoscope. So it says enter your birth date. So this is currently my correct birthday, and we'll go ahead and go through there. Sign Capricorn, that is correct. And let's see what it says. Money 3 normal, health 3 normal, romance 2. Wow. Thanks a whole lot there, Neo Geo Pocket Color, reminding me I suck at romance. And general is normal, so all around it sounds like I'm a pretty normal dude. So we'll back out of that. You can set an alarm if you want to wake you up in the morning, and we're not going to do that. And let's take a look at the further settings. So what we got here, select language. Okay, English. Alright. Yep, English. Select colors for monochrome software, black and white, red, green, blue, classic. Classic site. Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me. Set date and time. Yep, those are all, well, except it's not 10 o'clock at night, but yeah. Oh, wait. November 17th. Anyway, so these are things you can do on the Neo Geo Pocket menu. I'm not going to go ahead and set the time and date for you. Let's go ahead and power it down. I'll put in a game and we can check that out. And that game is Metal Slug First Mission. And we'll see what some gameplay footage looks like on it. And like I was saying earlier, the screen is just so nice to play games on. And especially this game is a lot of fun. This might be a little difficult for me to play with a camera in between me, but we'll see how I do. So Metal Slug First Mission, choose your character. We'll pick the girl, I always do. Story stuff, Rebels, Army, Weapons, R&D Facility found. Send out reinforcements. Target. Alright. So this is not going to be like the Metal Slug games on Neo Geo. Like, these are all, you know, kind of condensed handheld versions, but they're still fun nonetheless. And I really enjoy playing these games. There's some Mega Man games on here that we're checking out that I'll show you later. Let me get that machine gun. There we go. But these are fun games to play. There's also a sequel to this Metal Slug Second Mission as well, and it is a lot of fun. A kind of a continuation of this game. But it's really impressive to look at, you know, the screen on this guy and see the games that came out for it. This is a pretty great handheld console to game on. Like I said, the only real ding against it is the fact that there isn't a backlit screen. But you know, if you can deal with that, I would say definitely pick one of these up if you can find one that's affordable. So I'm going to show you some more games now for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to emulate them to show you what some of them look like. But at least you got to see what one looks like on the actual Neo Geo Pocket Color. So let's go ahead and check out some more games from the Neo Geo Pocket Color. As soon as I beat this tank. There we go. Alright. Here's Baseball Stars Color. Like Metal Slug that I just showed you, this is kind of a condensed version of Baseball Stars. As far as handheld baseball games go, this is about as good as it gets. But if you're expecting this to be exactly like the arcade game, you might be a little disappointed. Both pitching and batting feel really good, thanks to the responsive controls. But like I mentioned earlier, some of the features of the arcade game are missing. For instance, you're not able to power up your batter. And most of the cool animations are missing as well, which added a lot of character to the Big Brother version of Baseball Stars. However, if you hit a home run, there is a cool little sequence that plays out. If you enjoy baseball games on a portable device, Baseball Stars is a worthy addition to your collection. Here we have Gals Fighters, and the gimmick here is, you guessed it, a cast of all-female fighters, drawn in a super cute anime style. I mean, look at this. You dare stand against me? What, is she talking to the butterfly? This game is almost too cute to be about two girls beating each other up, but that's Gals Fighters for you. Each character has a specific moveset and it controls really well. Unfortunately, it's also very pricey whenever it comes up on eBay or Amazon. If you can find a decently priced copy, I definitely recommend picking it up. It's a worthy addition to any Neo Geo Pocket Color collection. Here we have Metal Slug Second Mission, and this is the sequel to the Metal Slug game I showed you playing on my Neo Geo Pocket Color. This is also a really fun game, and if you enjoy Metal Slug, then you'll probably enjoy this. Like First Mission, this game plays similarly to the Metal Slug released in arcades, but there are some key differences. Part of the first level, you pilot an aircraft in a sort of shoot-'em-up sequence. You'll also note at the bottom of the screen there's a life bar, And unlike the arcade version where you can only get hit once before you die, this one lets you take up to 3 hits before you lose a life. Despite the limitations that come with being on a handheld console and the changes that were made to the game, it still feels like a Metal Slug game, and that's great. Both first mission and second mission are usually very cheap, so if you have a Neo Geo Pocket Color, go ahead and pick these two up. Here we have Neo Turf Masters, which is a handheld conversion of probably my favorite golf game ever released. While this isn't exactly like the arcade version, it still manages to be a lot of fun. It's straight up arcade golf on the go, and it plays really well. This one also tends to be in the reasonably priced column, so definitely pick this up if you have a Neo Geo Pocket Color. And avoid the sand traps. Finally, we have a Rockman, aka Mega Man Battles and Fighters. This one is a conversion of the 2 arcade games that were released. You can choose from Mega Man, Proto Man, and Bass, or Bass for all you Mega Man 8 lovers out there. These games are boss rushes where you go head-to-head with the robot masters you fought in the classic Mega Man games. And like the classic Mega Man games, each time you defeat one, you'll gain their weapon power, and you can use them on other bosses like Paper, Rock, Scissors style. I also like that some of the stages have special tricks to them, like on Crash Man stage where you can go into the bottom of the wall and come out of the top, although I just died. Thankfully, you can just hit a button and keep going. This one is a lot of fun to play too, but of course it's pretty expensive. Expect to pay around $80 for a used loose copy and as much as $150 or more for a complete copy. Depending on how much you love Mega Man games and the Neo Geo Pocket Color and hate money, that may be completely worth it to you. To me, it's easily one of the best titles on the platform. That's it for this episode of Retro Buyer's Guide. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Please, if this is your first time watching this channel, subscribe, and thank you so much to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the likes. Thank you guys so much, and I'll be back soon with a new video. Until then, happy collecting.